All right, I want to talk a little bit about Nanotexture. You can see it's an option on the Pro display, has been for a long time, and it costs a lot more. You can get the non-Nanotexture for just about 5,000. If you add the Nanotexture, you're looking at almost $1,000 extra dollars for an increase in your price. I've got the Nanotexture Studio display back here, and I love it. I've mentioned this several times. I've got a window right here. You can see the light shining off my face, and so that can create some reflections. I have the iPad hanging out over to the left and the MacBook screen as well. And those don't have the Nanotexture, and you can super tell the difference. It's just night and day. I know some people don't like the Nanotexture. Some people also love it, kind of like I do, or at least they're happy with the trade-offs. It completely depends. It's contextual based on the environment that you find yourself in. But it's coming to more devices. You know, the new MacBook Pros have the Nanotexture option, and you can see they've portrayed somebody like working outside. I mean, anytime I've ever gone to a coffee shop, let's say, and set up outside on one of the tables, then there's reflections everywhere. Number one, your screen can never get bright enough. We're starting to get to where it's like pretty acceptable, especially if you got a little shade. But with the Nanotexture, I've found that you really need that. Nanotexture is available over on the iPad too. Same thing. If you're going to be outside, makes a huge difference, and you want that extra brightness as well, which is where all these Pro devices really shine. And over here on the iPad, this is the 11-inch. You can see the difference there. The standard glass is going to be $15.99 at the cheapest you can get it, and it goes up to $16.99. So not quite the same jump as over on the Pro Display XDR, but still, I mean, it does add to the cost. I know a big part of the Nanotexture debate has centered on, does it ruin the screen quality, the picture quality? Some people are like, hey, don't expect the deepest, darkest, inky blacks if you're going with the Nanotexture. You know, that hasn't really affected me. Does it make a difference on the eye comfort front? Some people say that they do. Honestly, for me, that's not the reason I would ever buy this, even if it did. You can see in this picture here, you got that window right there. The computer's facing the window. This is the perfect use case. It just cuts the glare so nicely. When people are listing the negatives when it comes to Nanotexture, they'll talk about the cost, obviously, sometimes just the look. We talked about that. Some people feel like it ruins a bit of, the picture quality. But the thing that I really don't see a lot of people talking about, at least not recently, is the cleaning. Like, if you get a fingerprint over here, I accidentally grabbed that studio display with the Nanotexture when I was moving it or something and got like my thumb on it or something, and it's like hard to get that off. It's weird. I don't even know what that is. You would think that it'd be easier to clean, but this matte coating, it sort of is, it's a rough thing. So certain things get attracted to it, and you don't want to touch that. If you ever get a Nanotexture and you like things nice and clean, it's like how thumbprints sometimes drive people nuts, fingerprints on their iPhone if they're not going to use a case. I mean, it doesn't really bother me too much, but it bothers me over here when I'm trying to work and I've got something that messed up my screen. It's crazy though, the Nanotexture being on the iMac now, it's in everything virtually as an option almost now. It's not in iPhones yet. I guess that'd be kind of weird. Maybe it's coming, because if they brought it to the iPad on the Pro, then you would think that they could make it work over on the iPhone. I don't know. Would you want it? That's a question. Do you use it? I really want to know what you guys think. As you can see, we're going to get into the next segment here. I'm very keen on your feedback, and it does impact the channel here. So, but let me know. Are you a fan of Nanotexture? If so, why? If not, why?